This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I see everybody in the comment section. Hashtag.
Yes, 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 man. You know who it is, man. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. K Sap, what's up? What's up? What's up? Well, guys, man, it's been a minute, man. It is been a minute. But we back. We just want to talk about a few things, man, because you know, y'all see the title of the show, man. This Cleveland media must be stopped, man. I see everybody rolling in. I see you, Selmore Fudd. I see you, Amber. Appreciate you rolling in. Appreciate the compliment on the intro. I appreciate that. I see you, Essie Thompson. I see you, June Brown. Yes, new intro, new music. We got it off and popping, man. Just wanted to come on live real quick, man. I know, the news has slowed up a little bit, man, but the Cleveland media, man, they still out there acting bad. They still out there hating on Shedeur Sanders, man. And they still talking about a fifth round draft pick. They still talking about a fifth round draft pick and football season is over. They talking about a fifth round draft choice and the season is over. But hey, But you know what it is, man. The Cleveland media must be stopped, man. They moving the goalposts. Y'all see the title of the show? They are moving the goalposts, man, and I mean they been moving the goalposts real bad, man. So just want to let you guys know, man, that I heard some things, man, because you know the last time we talked, man, we talked about how Jason Lloyd was moving that goalpost, using these analytics to base how Shedeur Sanders, racks up or stands up against some of these quarterbacks, trying to say Shedeur Sanders was the worst quarterback in the modern day era. Um, it's kind of crazy, man, because this Cleveland media has talked about a lot of stuff, and everything is surrounded around Shedeur Sanders, guys. Everything is surrounded around Shedeur Sanders. And a lot of hate, a lot of people in the Cleveland media, these insiders, they want everybody but Shedeur. And it's kind of crazy, man. I agree with you, Amber. Outside of G. Bush and them, it's it's crazy, man. Because G. Bush, he lets it be known. G. Bush get on UCSS and cook the likes of Jason Lloyd, Bull, um, Zach Taylor. It's crazy that these guys say these things about Shedeur Sanders instead of just judging Shedeur off of what they see from him on the football field, instead of using these advanced metrics to say how Shedeur Sanders is. And it's crazy because the talks of lately have been everything but Shedeur. You're hating on Shedeur, but it's everything but Shedeur. They trying to find any reason to bring in another quarterback to replace Shedeur Sanders. When Kevin Stefanski took over the job of the Atlanta Falcons, and recently he said that he was going to release Kirk Cousins, they started talking about Kirk Cousins is a viable option for the Cleveland Browns. Now that is asinine. Then now they talking about Malik Willis. Talking about Malik Willis would come in and do a better job than Shedeur Sanders. Malik Willis would be a starter over Shedeur Sanders. Malik Willis couldn't even start in Tennessee. He's been relegated to a backup quarterback with the Green Bay Packers behind Jordan Love. And the crazy thing about it is Malik Willis has been in the league 5 years. And what has Malik Willis done? And they saying that his upside is better than Shedeur Sanders. This is what the Cleveland media says. This is what these insiders say. See, they all pissed off because Todd Monken is the head coach for the Cleveland Browns. Because Todd Monken's like Shedeur Sanders. Todd Monken wanted to recruit Shedeur Sanders coming out of high school to get him to the University of Georgia. Todd Monken went to the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL. We saw what happened last year in the draft. Reports came out that they wanted to draft him, and we saw the interaction between Todd Monken and Shedeur Sanders, and Todd Monken was basically telling Shedeur, we wanted to draft your ass last year. So it comes full circle. So the Cleveland media are mad. So they want to talk bad about Shedeur and talk about all these other quarterbacks that they want to bring in. Yeah, he got replaced by Will Levis. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But they want him in Cleveland. Now they was talking about Matt Jones. Now they was talking about Kyler Murray. They talking about anybody but Shedeur Sanders. See, what happened was Shedeur Sanders won them last 2 games against Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. It threw a monkey wrench in the draft order. So now that they can't get the quarterback, that goalpost was moved and they can't draft a quarterback, right? So now what they want to do is go get a quarterback via free agency or via a trade. This is how they move in the goalposts. And another thing that you guys got to look at is what is asinine about this is Deshaun Watson coming back off a major injury. He's not going to be able to compete for that quarterback one spot against Shedeur. We all know that Shedeur Sanders is pretty much quarterback one for Cleveland, but the Cleveland media don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that Shedeur Sanders is going to take the reins. They don't want that. That's why I said the Cleveland media must be stopped. They have nothing else to talk about. But guys, I want y'all to listen to Tony Grossi on the ESPN Cleveland, right? And Tony Grossi, he had a chance to sit down and talk to Jake Trotter. Jake Trotter was on there. And I want you to listen to what Jake Trotter said using advanced analytics. What's going on, Simply Sarah? And I want you to listen to the advanced analytics that he used to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Take a listen to this.
Where are you at with Shedeur? If you go back and look at QBR, going back to 2006, Shedeur has the second worst single season QBR of any quarterback in the NFL. How much do you put that on him and his potential versus offensive scheme and supporting cast? And how does that impact the way you think about him going forward?
I think we need to see more. And plus you have Monken, a new system and a new coach. The offensive line.
And a coach who likes Shedeur coming out of the draft, clearly. I mean, Baltimore tried to take him.
So you owe it to see that through. But after this year, you'll know whether Shedeur's the guy.
Now, you heard what they was talking about. Now, you heard exactly what he used in advanced analytics to say Shedeur Sanders is the worst quarterback dating back decades. This is how they do. They use these advanced analytics to judge Shedeur Sanders. Now, you know what else is funny? Yeah, Anthony Richardson's name has come up in the equation now. But I know you guys follow the Dogs of Cleveland podcast. And I want y'all to take a look at this tweet that they put out that was classic, to clap back at Zach, to clap back at Jake Trotter, to clap back at Jason Lloyd. Take a look at this. QBR is a meaningless made-up stat exclusive to ESPN. To highlight why it's meaningless, they have Shedeur with a lower QBR than DTR. DTR had 1 touchdown and 10 picks in his career and yet has a higher QBR than Shedeur Sanders. DTR was definitely not better quarterback. It's a silly stat. I totally agree with that. It's a silly stat. And they want to use this silly stat to judge Shedeur Sanders instead of using their own socially condensed lenses to see what Shedeur Sanders brings to the table. And this is what I be trying to tell people. And a lot of people say, hey, y'all stop giving the Cleveland insiders this much attention. Nah, we have to call them out for the BS. And they have BS'd us this whole time. And the BS has been exposed. We've seen G. Bush go on UCSS and straight eviscerate the whole couch. He has put the whole couch in their place. And that's what G. Bush does. He calls them out. And that's what I tell you guys. I keep receipts. If y'all heard the new intro song, it basically describes, I keep my receipts on deck. You come at 12 from the Cleveland Browns, we gonna check you. And that's what we do. And this is what I'm here for. Because you can't let these people get away with this stuff. Because if you keep throwing stuff out there, people gonna believe it. And if you ain't got nobody to debunk that stuff, they gonna believe it. So when you catch wind of people saying stuff like that, I keep them receipts on deck. And this is what we do. But they use all these advanced metrics and analytics to judge Shedeur Sanders. The Cleveland media don't want Shedeur Sanders, guys. They don't want anything but Shedeur Sanders, man. All these quarterbacks that I've named out there, these Cleveland media potentially wants to look at these particular people. Kirk Cousins, Matt Jones, Malik Willis. Like they said, Anthony Richardson came into the equation. Kyler Murray. It's crazy. And that's why I said they need to be stopped. They need to be stopped. And, we can't let these people keep getting away with that, man. And that's why, we have people out there like G. Bush and stuff. G. Bush calls them out all the time, like I stated. Tings, Big Snacks, Money Main. Just a few of people that call the Cleveland media out. But, going into this offseason, man, Shedeur Sanders get a chance to reflect on last year, to see what's going on, and to evaluate and where he can get better. You have a whole offseason, like coming in, just like Tavis said. He said that, Tavis Powell said that, Shedeur Sanders will march out there as QB1 in the OTAs and in training camp where you're getting all the snaps, getting the continuity with the guys. Just you really picking off for the last couple games that he played with some of the people. But as far as this draft, man, you got to concentrate on upgrading the offensive line and get you a big play receiver in the fold. But in this situation, man, I totally agree with, some of the things that, Todd Monken wants to bring to the table, because outside of this Todd Monken system, Shedeur Sanders is the perfect person to run Todd Monken's offense. Todd Monken's offense, man, is predicated to Shedeur Sanders. And I think Cleveland gonna show some things next year. And I don't know if y'all heard what Tony Rizzo said. Tony Rizzo's, he's going out there and say Shedeur Sanders will be 11-6 with the Cleveland Browns next year. Now, Tony Rizzo's been standing 10 toes down as well. He hasn't backed on it. When y'all come in the building, please hit the like button. Just do me a favor, hit the like button. I know I ain't been around for a minute, but if y'all can hit the like button, I truly appreciate it. Man, I appreciate anybody that joins the community. I appreciate all the support and the love. I see everybody in the building. Hashtag salute. The donations, the super chats are appreciated around in this camp. So I do appreciate everybody that has donated to the channel. Appreciate all my mods that are coming through and keeping everything copacetic. So I appreciate all the mod work. Appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown me and the patience. I know I ain't been live in a minute, but we're going to pick it up. Yes. So appreciate everybody that's coming in, man. So make sure y'all just hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notifications on so you know every time that we drop another hot banger. Also, like I said, super chats and super stickers are welcome. So we do appreciate that. That keeps the channel growing and flowing. So I appreciate it. But appreciate you guys, man. Been rocking with me, through all this, the ups and downs of 2025 of the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders. But, I'm here to give y'all the news, man. One of the channels that supports Shedeur Sanders and give the Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Brown news on anything that happens in this organization that we don't like. We talk about it. We expose them. But hey, that's what I'm saying. They do crazy stuff. Yeah, the division is definitely winnable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going to be a new year next year. You know what I'm saying? 2026, man. We'll see what that, Cleveland has in store, but I think Shedeur Sanders is gonna come out rocking and rolling, man. It's y'all all know. People in the chat, y'all know. What's up, KD? Everybody in the chat know. Shedeur Sanders is that dude, man. And what they do, they don't give Shedeur Sanders time to grow. They don't give Shedeur Sanders time to grow. You know what I'm saying? They talking about Shedeur Sanders as if he was the number one pick in the draft, which he could have been, but they not judge. Because when have you ever saw anybody talking about a fifth round pick the way they talk about Shedeur Sanders and how they undermine Shedeur Sanders? I totally agree with that, Asante. Shedeur had everybody playing well. And that's the stuff that Todd Monken said. The people, they like that. They like his, Shedeur brings culture. Shedeur has that it factor. People gravitate to Shedeur Sanders. But what's crazy about this whole situation is y'all's boy Dylan Gabriel been an afterthought. All this talk that they had about Dylan Gabriel is an afterthought. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's an afterthought. So people that just coming in now, I want to replay what Jake Trotter had to say because he using advanced analytics and he got called out. So take a listen to what Jake Trotter and Tony Grossi was talking about. Take a listen.
Where are you at with Shedeur? If you go back and look at QBR, going back to 2006, Shedeur has the second worst single season QBR of any quarterback in the NFL.
You heard that?
How much do you put that on him and his potential versus offensive scheme and supporting cast? And how does that impact the way you think about him going forward?
I think we need to see more. And plus you have Monken, a new system and a new coach. The offensive line.
And a coach who likes Shedeur coming out of the draft, clearly. I mean, Baltimore tried to take him.
So you owe it to see that through. But after this year, you'll know whether Shedeur's the guy.
Man, you hear what they say. He led off with Shedeur Sanders had the worst QBR in the last century, man. This year. How do you evaluate him by a QBR? You can't evaluate Shedeur Sanders by what you saw of Shedeur Sanders on that football field? That's what they do, man. Chat, that's what they do. So I want everybody to put a 1 in the chat on what you think Cleveland Browns record. Or what do y'all think Cleveland Browns record is going to be next year with Shedeur Sanders as a starter? What do y'all think the Cleveland Browns record will be next year with Shedeur Sanders as a starter? Nine to 12 wins. Well, y'all heard what Tony Rizzo said. Tony Rizzo said he going 11-6. If you want that T, get with SBD. I like that. Sound more fun. Derek Hop said 10 to 11 wins. I could go with 10 to 11 wins. That would be great. Shedeur will be in he'll be in ESPN, he'll be in MVP talks. Yeah, probably so. You have them winning the division, going to the playoffs. E. Brown said 10 wins. So everybody's in that pretty much around that 9, 10, 11 wins, man. That's fair. I could see him pulling it off, man, because he got 2 wins in the last 2 games against divisional opponents. So the comment that was put in there earlier about that division is wide open. Shedeur Sanders can beat them quarterbacks and them teams in that division. And he did that with lack of preparation. He did that with lack of preparation, man. Without getting first team reps. He was playing behind the 8 ball the whole time. Shedeur was playing behind the 8 ball the whole time, man. That if he had 40 touchdowns, 6 picks, plus 400 rushing yards, man, that's balling out. That's balling out with some efficiency too. Because we know Shedeur Sanders is capable of doing that. We know he's capable of doing that. And that's the thing. We know he's capable of doing that. That's why you said 12 wins. I mean, that's respectable. That's doable. You got to understand something, man. Todd Monken, his offensive system is completely different, man. Todd Monken's going to know how to utilize his timeouts and time of possession and when to call timeouts and stuff like that. That's things that Kevin Stefanski was reluctant to do this year. You know what I'm saying? So I just think in this situation, with Shedeur Sanders behind the helm, behind center, it's gonna be something pretty, man. I'm just excited, man, for him to get an opportunity, man. He just needs to get an opportunity. Yeah, the running game is gonna be key. The running game, they gotta have a running game. I don't know, how far along Keyshawn Judkins is with his injury. But, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep an eye on that. But they do have to have a running game. In order for them to have a running game, they gotta have an offensive line. They got to have an offensive line. They said the key will be Shedeur convincing Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, well, Jerry Jeudy, man, they trying to, I think, they trying to, build Jerry Jeudy's confidence back up, man. They trying to build Jerry Jeudy's confidence back up, man. Because Jerry Jeudy, I think this year he lacked a lot of confidence, man, but he just didn't want to come out and say it, man. Because people was on him, he dropping balls and stuff like that. Yeah, they need an offensive line. That's going to be key. That offensive line is going to be key. E. Brown, Todd Monken is doing it right. He's giving the politically correct answers, man, when they ask him about who's the starter, man. Sometimes you don't want to tip your cap, but he knows that he going to ride with 12. He know he going to ride with 12. But it's a situation where, that's why the Cleveland media is so upset and they talking about all these other quarterbacks in a good way and slighting Shedeur Sanders, because you know what happened? They didn't want Todd Monken as the head coach. They didn't want Todd Monken as the head coach. They wanted Jim Schwartz. The Cleveland media, the haters in the Cleveland media wanted Jim Schwartz. But Todd Monken ain't going for that, man. Todd Monken, he wants Shedeur, and that's why the Cleveland media is so upset. And they talking about anything but Shedeur Sanders. Y'all see that? Yeah, Rush, yeah. That's a good point. It would be great if he had also has the 400 rushing yards. Also, if he reaches the interceptions, the O-line protection, and the wide receivers. Yeah, like it's key. Cleveland has to get a running game, and then Shedeur is going to have to use his legs a little bit more. He's going to have to use his legs a little bit more. Uh, going forward. To escape the pocket. Just use them legs a little bit more, man. Turn yourself into one of them mobile quarterbacks, man, where you just versatile and versatility, and you can do it all. I mean, you might see a different side of Shedeur Sanders this year, and people gonna be like, where did that come from? Shedeur always had it in him. Always had it in him. A lot of people, yeah, a lot of people like Monken for Shedeur, but but the Cleveland media don't. The Cleveland media can't stand it. The Cleveland media can't stand it. Oh, it'll make a big difference in this play. The Cleveland media can't stand it. Look, Jason Lloyd, Anthony Lima, Jake Trotter, Bull. They can't stand it. Mary Kay, man, she is caught up in the trick bag so far, man. She don't know what to do, man. Yeah, interceptions will decrease with more time on task. I do agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah. Sonia said, we need Shedeur to fix some of his flaws, holding the ball too long, reading the defense better, getting in his progressions quicker, extra offseason work. Yeah, because that comes with time. That comes with time. When you don't have a lot of time, like he said, it becomes repetitious. He likes to feel. That'll get better. Shedeur ran a 4.6. Nah, Shedeur ain't got his daddy's legs. He's one of them sneaky scramblers. He ain't got his daddy's legs, but he's a sneaky scrambler. He just got to utilize his legs a little bit more, which I think he has that ability. But the crazy thing about it is, see, that's what I'm saying. This holding the ball narrative, man, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in Shedeur Sanders holds the ball that long. There's other quarterbacks around the league that hold the ball longer than Shedeur Sanders, but they just don't talk about it. Shedeur Sanders, everything he does is magnified. Oh, they said he did run a 4.6 officially. Well, hey. Like I said, he got deceptive speed. He got sneaky speed. But he sure ain't got his daddy's legs, though. But this narrative about him holding the ball too long, I disagree with that, man. He holds the ball just like any other quarterback. The only one that gets the ball out fast, if you go back in history, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. The rest of them hold on to the ball until a receiver comes open. Look how long Josh Allen holds on to the ball. Look how long Patrick Mahomes holds on to the ball. They waiting for the receivers to break open. But the difference between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes' teams, they have an offensive line to protect them. If Shedeur Sanders had an offensive line that protected him and he's holding the ball, it wouldn't even be an issue. It wouldn't even be an issue. But it's only an issue because of Shedeur Sanders. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. That's the only reason why it's an issue, because of Shedeur Sanders. And you guys know that. That's the only reason why it's an issue. Anything that Shedeur Sanders, man, does, it's an issue to some of the people in the Cleveland media. And that's just asinine. But you know that's what they do. That's what they do. But Shedeur gonna be all right, man. Shedeur gonna be all right. The Cleveland media just needs to be stopped. And the crazy thing about it is, I told y'all, When Todd Monken had that introductory press conference, I think he puts a lot of stop to a lot of nonsense on some of the questions that are being asked. Because he ain't no Kevin Stefanski. He's going to mention 12's name. He's going to mention Shedeur's name. And that's the crazy thing about it is. And a lot of people noticed that, and they started off with that like, dang, Todd Monken come out the gate mentioning Shedeur's name. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. But this Cleveland media, man, they full of it, man. They ain't got nothing else. Like, it's dry. So what the Cleveland media doing, they trying to focus on what's going on now with the Cleveland Cavaliers with the trade of James Harden. That's what they talking about. So when they ain't got nothing football related, what they do is hate on Shedeur. Like every other day or every day, they talking about Shedeur Sanders and these quarterbacks. It's just crazy on how these other quarterbacks, like G. Bush said, there's other sexy toys out there that they want to talk about. The new sexy toy was Kyler Murray. Oh, Kyler Murray would be a perfect fit for the Cleveland Browns. Or he would come in and make them a playoff caliber team. Like, I just don't understand what this Cleveland media got against Shedeur Sanders. It's asinine to me. Shedeur is the face of the NFL. Yeah. Yeah, hey, look. That's what it is. Hey, look. Derek, you hit the nose, you hit the head, you hit the nail right on the head, man. It's no leaks. Todd Monken playing poker right now. He got that poker face. Todd Monken got a poker face right now. That's the crazy thing about it is Todd Monken got a poker face and is eating the Cleveland media up, man. Pitboy said number 12 ranked in the top 10 in passing, 30 plus, 50 plus yards last season, but that stat is not that they don't want to mention that, Pitboy. Pitboy, they don't want to mention that. They're gonna find any negative stat to bring up. They don't want to bring up the facts, the actual facts, man. See, when you bring up actual facts, the Cleveland media don't like that. They don't like that, man. You bring up actual facts, the Cleveland media don't like that. Y'all do me a favor, drop a like on the video, man. Please drop a like on the video, man. If you watch the video on the playback, make sure y'all hype it up. Yeah, especially Jason Lloyd, man. Jason Lloyd, man, he don't like nothing that Shedeur Sanders stands for, man. He don't like nothing Shedeur Sanders stands for. He the one that said he didn't want Shedeur on the team. They needed to trade him. He said Shedeur Sanders, it'd be crazy if Shedeur Sanders came back with Cleveland. That's from Jason Lloyd. That's the kind of crazy stuff that the Cleveland media and these so-called reporters and insiders, that's what they say. That's what they say. It's asinine, man. Appreciate that, man. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. But yeah, man. So that's what they do, man. We got 61 people in here watching, man. Make sure you hit the like button, man. I know this is not one of the biggest crowds we done had. This is probably one of the smallest crowds we done had, man, on a live, man. That goes to show, man, that I've been away too long, man. I gotta get back into dropping these lives. I've been away too long. But hey, it is what it is. Been away too long. But hey, man, I appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. For the people that are here, man, I appreciate the love and support, man. Like I said, man, the doors of the church is open, man. You can always become a member of the Simply Ball Dropping community. The super chats is welcome. Appreciate all the donations, man. Appreciate all the love and support. Appreciate all the engagement in the chat. We see y'all. Yeah, Derek, man. I've been away for a minute, man, on these lives, man. But you know, we'll pick them back up as things come out. We'll pick them back up. But hey, it is what it is, man. Just appreciate the 64 people that we got in here. You know, that's love right there. To have 64 people watching you while you go live, you got to accept that. Um, but yeah, so on that front, man, we gotta stop this Cleveland media for this foolishness, man. I mean, they don't say nothing good about Shedeur Sanders, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. Like I said, man, they always come and check out the dog pound this year. Oh, we gonna make a few games to the dog pound this year, Selmore Fudd. We gonna make a few games to the dog pound. You'll be the first to know when KSAP in town, man. I'ma be there. I'ma be there. That's a must. I will be there. Trying to get that exclusive. Yeah. I'm gonna be there. But yeah, it was a great season in 2025. It was up and down. A lot of stuff that we talked about, a lot of stuff that we covered. Um, it was crazy. It was crazy. Oh yeah, Selmore Fudd, you'll be the first to know, man, when I touch down in Cleveland, making my rounds through Ohio. Yeah, simply, Sarah. Hey, you know what they do? You know how they do. You know how they do. Look, I'm simply ball dropping and you simply Sarah. You know how they do, man. The Cleveland media are just crazy, man. Like, I've never seen a show where they just talked about the good things that Shedeur Sanders did in his last 7 games. It's always the negative and the advanced analytics, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh yeah, he did a great job. But see, it's the haters in the media, in the Cleveland media, that said he didn't do a good job. You know how that is, guys. You know how that goes. You can't worry about that though, because 2026 is on and popping. Like G. Bush said, y'all put the wrist up. I ain't got my timepiece on, but y'all put the wrist up. Y'all put the wrist up. But y'all see that right there. Y'all see Shedeur right there. Y'all see him in there. That's that we represent. Y'all see that. What's up, ADP? I see you. I see you, ADP, in the building. But y'all see that right there. Y'all see Shedeur. Y'all see Shedeur. And then y'all see my other girl right there, Angel Reese. But I had to let it be known. Selmore Fudd, I had to let it be known. I had to let it be known, Selmore Fudd. You see that Viking right there? You see that Viking? You see the Viking rug in the back? You see my Vikings on my big screen. You see it. So everybody talking about, man, you know I'm a Minnesota Viking guy. Y'all see my LeBron jersey hanging up. Y'all see that. Y'all see that. Y'all see that LeBron James jersey up there, right? Yeah. You know, I had to switch it up, man. I had to switch up the podcast room, man, build it to where, you know, it was under works, man. That's where I've been in the lab. Yeah. Nah, man, JJ McCarthy, man. Get up out of here, man. Dragon God Smith 3000, man. Get out of here with that JJ McCarthy stuff, man. Please. Get out of here with JJ McCarthy. At this point, with the Minnesota Vikings, I'm taking back Kirk Cousins or Kyler Murray. J.J. McCarthy got to go. Yeah, Salmore Fudd. Yeah, that's the only that y'all got a good thing going on. Yeah, leaping cat production. Cleveland media hate that Shedeur comes from a structured family environment. His dad isn't a felon, and his mom isn't a crackhead. Exactly. Yeah, nah, Dragon God Smith, man, get up out of here with that. Ooh, J.J. McCarthy. We got to move on from 9, man. I mean, he can be a backup, man, but I can't take him as a starter. I'm taking old man Kirk Cousins back, man. Kirk Cousins know that offense. He know how to get the ball to JJ. He know how to get the ball to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison got to slow down. He got to stop speeding. And man, prayers up to our receiver that just passed away, man. Prayers up to our receiver that just passed away. Yeah, man, but nah, man. If I talk about JJ, man, ain't nobody gonna watch it. Nah, nah. JJ McCarthy, I'm not a non-believer, man. I'm not a non-believer. I'd take old man Kirk Cousins. Nice feel. What's going on? Jason and Jake are just talking for clicks and bait. Well, teeter totter. That's all. That's what they do, man. That's all they do, man. They got a lot of hate towards Shedeur Sanders, man. They I don't know who be orchestrating their topics, but their topics is anything that we can do to hate on Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, that's what it was, man. They was trying to cover for Kevin Stefanski, man. But I think they'll shut that down, man. I think Todd Monken will shut that down. Nah, nobody dominated as a quarterback. Nobody dominated. Y'all got that right. Nobody dominated as a quarterback. But all the talks was surrounded around Shedeur Sanders. Like they let some of these quarterbacks that played so awful this year, they let them off the hook because they didn't talk about them. They wanted to talk about 12. They wanted to talk about 12. That's how bad it was. They wanted to talk about 12. That's the bad thing. They wanted to talk about 12. But 12 gonna have a good year. They better get over it. Yeah. Little Dollar General is is quite these days too. Haven't seen Dylan high or low. Man, look, Dylan Gabriel was an afterthought, man. Like, where like I is Dylan Gabriel still around? Like he is incognito right now. Like Dylan Gabriel has not been talked about. Is he gonna find his way over to Atlanta with Kevin Stefanski? Is he gonna find his way to Atlanta with Kevin Stefanski? Double standards for Shedeur and Mendoza. Oh, they love Mendoza. They glaze Mendoza. High praise for Mendoza. He can't do no wrong, man. Different strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks, man. DG played his part after he was benched. We didn't hear from after when he went in that concussion protocol. We didn't hear nothing else about Dylan Gabriel. Is he still in concussion protocol? Is Dylan Gabriel still in concussion protocol? It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. Well, guys, man, look, man, I appreciate y'all guys coming through, man. But for the people that got in here late and didn't get a chance to hear the new theme song, man, let's drop it one more time, man, so y'all can get a glimpse of how we coming in with the new heat. And just pay attention to the lyrics, man. Y'all gonna hear the lyrics say, you come for 12 from the Cleveland Browns, we gonna get you. So y'all take a listen.
If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I see everybody in the comment section. I'm like,
Now y'all heard that, right? We keep receipts. Y'all heard that, so y'all had to pay attention to the lyrics, man. I said y'all come wrong at 12 from the Cleveland Browns. We gonna get you. I keep receipts and they lined up nice. I appreciate all the love y'all showing me on the song, man. I do appreciate that, man. Took some time in, man. I want to shout out Slay Records and Saint Love, man. I wrote them lyrics and I put it over to the record company, man, and they produced the song. Shout out to Saint Love for bringing the heat, singing it and rapping. So I gotta give shout out to Slave Records, man, and Saint Love, man. Y'all go on all major platforms, download, Saint Love's, music. My song Simply Ball Dropping, trying to get it to the top of the charts. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. It's on all the major platforms, man. Produced by Slave Records, sang by Saint Love. It's a banger, man. It's a banger, man. So I had to bring y'all that new heat, man. So I appreciate everybody that's rocking with it. But yeah, man. But I just wanted to come holler at y'all, man. Had a few things I wanted to talk about, man. So appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, man, make sure y'all do me a favor, man. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you got the post notifications on, right? But appreciate it. But like I always said, this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.